This is a Carver model TFM-15CB power amplifier, and it's not working properly. I'll power it up to show you what I mean. So my lights flickered a bit, and I can hear a slight hum from the transformer, but other than that, we have no life. There's no lights or movement from either meter, and the protection relay never engaged. I do have the schematics, and I have a multimeter, so I'm going to get this fixed. After a visual inspection inside, nothing appears to be obviously damaged. However, this fuse on the bottom is open. These two fuses above it are just fine. So let's go to the schematic. Here's the schematic for the entire amplifier, and it's a little hard to read, so you might have to take my word for this. Here's our open fuse F003. It's leaving the power supply board here, and it's a positive 14-volt signal. It's going in two different directions. First direction is up here. It's feeding the protection circuit, and the second direction is here. It's the supply voltage for both meter lamps. So these are the two areas that I'm going to focus on. The first thing I'll do is to look for a short between the 14-volt rail and ground. This blue wire here is the 14-volt signal from the power supply. So I'll measure the resistance between this wire and ground. Convenient place for that is this heatsink right here. We're measuring in the mega ohm range, so there's absolutely not a short between the 14-volt rail and ground. This doesn't completely rule out the protection circuit, but it is a really good start. So I'm going to move on to the meter lamps. Now I'll test the resistance of each meter's lamp. I'll start with this one on the left. The manual doesn't tell me what this should be. This one's reading 15.4 ohms. Seems low, but reasonable. Let's check the right meter. This is reading 6.1 mega ohms. Effectively, this is an open filament, so this lamp wouldn't be working at all. Now, I have a theory of what could have happened. Let's do some more testing. My thought is, as the lamp in this right meter started to fail, it drew excessive current in the 14-volt circuit, causing our fuse F003 to blow. So what I've done is I've replaced this fuse with an exact replacement, 250 volts at 1 amp. I've disconnected the connection between the power supply and the meter lamps, and I've tied my multimeter in series with the 14-volt circuit. So as I power it up, we can monitor the current in that circuit. So let's see what happens. So we're drawing negligible current in that circuit, just 6 milliamps, and hopefully you could hear it, but the relay did engage. So I think my theory was proven correct. The next question is, are these meters serviceable? Here's the meter bracket, and it was actually really easy to get this out of the amplifier. Start by removing these two connectors, and then remove the screw from either side of this bracket, and it slides right out. Each meter was glued to this bracket, and the glue is starting to disintegrate, so we'll have to fix that. And each back plate looks to have been glued to the inside of each meter as well, and that's starting to disintegrate. So hopefully we can get in these and fix that. To get in these, I think all I have to do is to remove the tape covering all of these edges and corners. I'm not positive, but I'm going to start with that. Yes, the meters are definitely serviceable. It is as simple as removing the tape between the front cover and the meter backing. The lamps are right in front, and they're soldered on either side, so it should be very simple to remove and replace. I have a power supply connected to this lamp with 7 volts, and it's drawing about 50 milliamps. Appears to be working just fine. I have another power supply connected to the meter, and as you can see, as I increase and decrease the voltage, the needle is rising and falling. So this appears to be working well. I did the same thing on the right meter, and that seems to be working as well. Of course, the lamp in the right meter is non-functional, and so I need to reach out to the owner and see what he wants to do about that. While I wait to hear back from him, I'm going to test the rest of this unit and see if there are any other problems with it. I have a 1 kilohertz 1 volt sine wave at the input, and my input level for each channel is turned all the way up. So let's take a look at the scope and see what we got. Two very clean and very even sine waves. So I think this unit is actually in good shape, but everything is original. So let's see what other kind of work we might want to do. This is the power supply board, and there's not a lot going on here. Obviously, I've already replaced the 1 amp fuse. I'm also going to clean this glue off and maybe reapply some new glue if I find that it's necessary. And I'll change these to electrolytic capacitors. That's about it. The power supply board is done. I replaced both electrolytics. I cleaned off all of that old glue and applied some new electronics grade silicone. I touched up the solder on all 5 of these taps from the transformer. Some of them were pretty loose, so they needed some fresh solder. And then I performed just a general cleaning of the entire board. Let's move on to the amplifier board. On the amplifier board, I plan on replacing all of the electrolytics, including the main filter capacitors here. These are actually underrated. They're 15,000 microfarad at 50 volts, and they're being fed by plus and minus 52 volt rails. So I'm pretty surprised that these lasted as long as they have. In addition to that, I'm going to clean and replace the thermal compound for all of the heatsink mounted transistors. There's 5 on this heatsink, 5 on this heatsink, and then 4 in the middle here. And the relay. Ideally, I'd replace this with something new, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find a suitable replacement, so I'll probably pull it and clean it to the best of my ability. That should be it. I'm all done with the work on the amplifier board. I've replaced all of the electrolytic capacitors on the board, including the main capacitors here. These are now 15,000 microfarad at 63 volts, so they're properly rated for the 52 or so volts they'll see. I added some electronics grade silicone in between the 2 capacitors to help keep them stable. And I pulled and cleaned the contacts of the relay. Ideally, as I said, I'd like to replace this with brand new, but I couldn't find any exact replacements, so I decided to pull and clean the contacts. And I've tried various methods in the past of cleaning relay contacts with various success, but the most interesting method that I've ever heard of is to use a pencil eraser. And so I tried that for the first time on this relay, and it seemed to work perfectly. Cleaned up just about 100% of the oxidation that was seen on the relay contacts. So I think this relay will last much, much longer than it would have. So I think the amplifier board turned out really great. I'm ready to move back to the meters. Based on past experience in this channel, I know many of you are going to hate this, but I could not find good replacements for these lamps, and so I'm going with these LEDs. At the time of this video, they were only $8 for the set on eBay, which is a pretty good deal. And they have their own built-in diodes and resistors, so all you have to do is solder them on just like the original lamps. And they're going to work just fine. So it's time to put everything back together. It's all back together, but before we start testing, let's clean the potentiometers. The meters look really nice, but let's see if this Carver can hit its rated output power of 100 watts. So we'll turn it up, we'll check the view meters, and then we'll go up and take a look at the scope. So dead center of the dial is 1 watt. There's 25 watts, and we'll quickly go to about 100 watts. And we'll go up and take a look at the scope. At 100 watts into an 8 ohm speaker or 8 ohm load, we're looking for 80 volts peak to peak. At 10 volts per division on my scope, that's going to be the complete height of the screen. So I'll turn both channels all the way up, and we'll see what we get. Pretty much exactly 100 watts. Fantastic. That'll do it for this Carver TFM-15CB. Thanks for watching.